I have a third one, don't ask about it. Jennifer is a Detroit native and photographer. She enjoys salsa dancing, was held hostage as a toddler, don't talk about it, and will never ever go to a safari. Give it up for Jennifer.
It was a clear fall day, and I was driving on I-94 coming back from Detroit to Chicago. I wasn't feeling very well because I had a cold, but I really wanted to get back to Chicago, so I figured I'd make the drive. What made it better was that I was driving my shiny new car that I'd had for about a month, so I was cool. About an hour into it, I started feeling a little tired. So I cracked open a window, I turned on some tunes, and I was going along feeling fine. I knew something was wrong when I woke up behind the wheel going 70 miles per hour. And I knew it was 70 because I had cruise control on. And then I knew something was even more wrong because my car was drifting to the left. And about 2 feet away from me was the back of an 18-wheeler. So I hit the brakes, steered to the left, and I got on the shoulder. But I overshot and started sliding down the bank that goes to the median. And my thought was, oh shit, I'm going too fast, I'm tilted, I'm gonna flip. So I hit the brakes a little too hard, steered to the right, and then I heard this sound, this high-pitched screeching. And that was the sound of my tires on the pavement because I started to slide. Now, if you've ever had this kind of experience, you realize that your brain tracks things very slowly. Like every millisecond, you're taking in what's going on. So I'm screeching, my tires are screeching because I'm doing a donut as I travel back across the freeway. And as I'm, taking this in all very slowly, I get to a point where I'm backwards. And I can see that in front of me, all 4 lanes have cars. And they're all going very fast, and they're way too fucking close. And in that moment, I had a sense of dread. It wasn't panic, it was just dread. Now, I've heard people say that when you're at a near-death moment, you have your life flash before your eyes, or you see the faces of your loved ones. But for me, I had one very clear, very pure thought. What a fucking disappointment. And that is a really messed up thought to have when you think you're about to die. But as luck would have it, my life played out like a movie. I kept spinning till I was on the right shoulder, pointed in the right direction, unharmed, both myself and my car. The trucker had stopped, gotten out, so I saw him, I waved, gave him a thumbs up, and I drove home wide awake because my adrenaline was pumping. But when I got home, I thought, what does this last thought mean, right? Part of it was, I can't believe I'm gonna die because I fell asleep. But the other part was, I was very well paid in a job that made me miserable. Now, if my life had really been like a movie, I would have gone to work, quit with flair, started my dream job, and become rich and famous. The reality is that I was a management consultant as part of this 6-year plan to get from being an engineer to running a dance company. But after the car thing, I was like, fuck the plan, let's accelerate. So I hoarded cash for 6 months, quit my job, and started hardcore searching for my dream gig, which 20 years ago meant sending paper resumes and cover letters and calling people on the phone. But I also went to a conference of dance companies where I ran into my first dance teacher who worked for a dance company in Chicago who needed a manager. And with that connection, I got my dream job of running Deeply Rooted Dance, which is a badass company in Chicago. Woo! Woo! So people say, follow your dream and the money will come. That's bullshit. Follow your dream and figure out how to make the money work. In my case, I got a night gig, but there's lots of stuff you can do. So for all of you, I say, imagine your own near-death experience. Would you be satisfied with the way your life is now? Or would you have what a fucking disappointment moment? And if it's the latter, I encourage you to reflect on your life, think about what's broken, make a strategy to fix it, and then take action. Because we all deserve to live lives that we love.